The word of the day today is graffiti. I love graffiti, so every time I say the word graffiti, a toy becomes a G. Billie Joe Armstrong of the band Green Day is out here displaying his amateur graffiti skills in Toronto as a protest to what's going on in Oakland. And today we're gonna peel back this drama layer by layer. But before we do, hello, hi, welcome. My name is Dan Frampton and I like to make traditional, old-fashioned YouTube videos here on the internet. And I have a rule around here. If you comment on it within the first 3 hours of me uploading it, I will reply. I take 3 Hour Gang super seriously, along with End Gang. All you gotta do is chill all the way to the end and you'll be in End Gang. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's get greasy. What you're looking at on screen over here is Billie Joe Armstrong's hand style. Now, if you're not familiar with graffiti and all the different terminologies within graffiti, hand style is basically another word for like your handwriting. How does it look or whatever? And this hand style is very amateurish. And in the graffiti world, there is a word for amateur type graffiti writers, and that word is toy. And it looks like Billie Joe Armstrong is a toy out here. Oakland Athletics. Very famous Major League Baseball team. There might have been that whole movie. Wasn't Moneyball about the Athletics? Anyway, not to get sidetracked or anything, but this wall is in the Rogers Centre in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So I don't know why Billie Joe Armstrong is out here spray painting walls in my neck of the woods, okay? Yeah, I get it, you're angry, Billie Joe Armstrong. But to take it out with some of the ugliest hand style in the Great White North, well, I have an issue with it. Not really, I actually do think it's kind of sick. But you might be asking yourself, hey Dan, how do you know so much that that's Billie Joe's hand style out there, other than the fact that it is on his Instagram account? Well, let's just go to the next slide because he has documented video proof of him committing this crime on Canadian soil. I guess he does leave a little bit of plausible deniability there because he doesn't actually show the graffiti in the footage over here. Very clever, but it's obvious that it is what he did. And another reason why I'm taking such an issue with this hand style is because I love the letter B. The letter B is one of the funnest letters to write, okay? And to see it bastardized over here just breaks my heart. And another question you might be asking is like, hey, why is he so mad? Why is he running around the halls in Toronto just spray painting the walls like this? And I have an answer for that, and that's because he's protesting what's going on in Oakland. You see, the Oakland Athletics, this very baseball team, is moving to Las Vegas. And Billie Joe Armstrong, during one of his concerts on September 20th in San Francisco, took to the stage and said the following: "We don't take shit from people like Joe Fisher." That's the owner of the team, I guess. "I fucking hate Las Vegas. It's the worst shithole in America." Very inflammatory remarks up there on stage. But you gotta take into consideration over here that Americans love baseball. Americans are very tribalistic when it comes to their baseball teams, okay? So I don't think taking this kind of verbiage is anything to go super serious with. It isn't anything to like hold against him. You can't go so hard with this kind of wording out here, especially because he's a rock and roller, he's on stage, right? But you'd be wrong if you thought that if you live in Las Vegas, because Las Vegas hated it so much because two of the rock stations in Sin City banned Green Day from their playlists, okay? We have KOMP 92.3. They were not too pleased about those remarks. Comp 92.3 has pulled any and all Green Day from our playlist. It's not us, Billy, it's you. Oh, I think it's a breakup. God damn, that is so cringe. That is some of the cringiest stuff that anybody could ever do. And you're like, oh, there's got to be someone cringier than that. Oh yeah, it's another radio station called 107.5, and they have this whole graphic banned in big dramatic red writing. And they didn't just accompany it with a little blurb, they wrote an entire article on this whole thing. They're so angry with Billie Joe. And I gotta say, it is a little bit of an overreaction. I think it's kind of petty and kind of silly, especially considering it's just like talking about baseball and not really about the city, you know? When people get fired up about their baseball teams, when people get fired up about rivalries and that kind of thing, they say really dramatic things in order to get their point across. It's all part of the culture. That's why it's so big in America. And hell, it's even big here in Canada, just not so much with baseball. A little bit, but more so hockey. So I could see if representatives from Las Vegas fired back and made responses and maybe took shots at Green Day. But to go the extra step to ban them from their radio stations along with this entire article, I think is very silly. So much so that not only this article was written about it, this became like national and international news because Billie Joe called Las Vegas a shithole. And newsflash, Las Vegas, you are a shithole. You're kind of known as being a shithole throughout the entire world. You're Las Vegas. Do you understand the kind of debauchery and nonsense that goes on in Las Vegas? Everybody knows about it. There's a whole saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, because they don't want that stuff to go outside anywhere because it is too sinful, Sin City. And as somebody that comes from Gilman roots that Billie Joe Armstrong does, that kind of person just by principle has to hate everything that Las Vegas stands for. And now Las Vegas is stealing his beloved Oakland Athletics. Of course he's gonna call it a shithole. I'm not gonna read this article word for word, but it is so funny. You gotta go out and find it for yourself. It's just some of the most petty squabbling on the internet, and I absolutely live for it. And then a third question you might be asking when you look at this logo over here is, what is he trying to say anyway? The Oakland Bees? Or just B? Is he just replacing the letter A with the letter B because it's closest in the alphabet? Like, I don't exactly know what's going on here. This guy over here has a pretty good theory that the Oakland Ballers, also known as the Bees for short, are an independent team. But one Google search will tell us that he is a reliable narrator. The Oakland Bees are a thing, so maybe that is the reference that he's making. But in Toronto, I don't know why he did it here. I have no idea. And bro, it's not new. This is 8 weeks ago he did this. And 12 days ago from the time of recording, he said the whole shithole thing on stage. And then a whole week went by before these radio stations banned them. So this drama has been bubbling and curdling underground for a while now. And now it's finally culminating in the most hilarious way possible. This is exactly the kind of petty drama that this channel thrives off of, so thank you so much for Billie Joe Armstrong to go out there and show everybody your toy hand style. You have a lot of work to do. You need to get yourself a black book, and you just need to be writing that letter B over and over and over and over and over again. And then from that, your personality will enter your hands. And then through that, your personality will come out through the marker you're using to write. And by the end of that process, your hand style will have your unique personality inside of it. So if there's any chance that you're seeing this Billie Joel Armstrong, go out there and do that work, please. Write me a B, Mr. Graffiti Man. Write me a better B than this. There's gotta be a better letter than this B you put right here. Billie Joel Armstrong. The stupidest joke I've ever made on this channel. Alright, so if you commented in the first 3 hours, you are in 3 Hour Gang. And now, if you're at the end of the video, you're officially in End Gang. If you're here, you need to comment End Gang down below. And that's 2 birds, 1 stone. 3 Hour Gang and End Gang in one go. I have no idea why you wouldn't do it. So just write the words End Gang down there in the comments right now. And until my next upload, watch another upload. I have 3 channels. You'll find something. Okay, alright. See you later and have a good one.